What's up everybody, it's Andrew here with 765 Disc Review, and today I've got the Dynamic Discs Raider. This Raider is pretty heavy. It's 170 grams. It is in the Lucid Chameleon plastic, I believe. I don't think it's Lucid X Chameleon. Could be, but who knows. Ended up getting it at a player's pack in a tournament. So starting off, as far as the flight numbers go, it's 13 for the speed, 5 for the glide, negative 0.5 for turn, and then 3 for fade. So in my experience, I felt it was really true to those numbers. I definitely didn't have any discrepancies that I could really find with those. And that kind of led to some good things and some bad things, I think, later on. So starting off the feel of it, it's a pretty pop top, got a little heartbeat to it there. So a little bit domey, so not my favorite as far as forehands go, but I mean, it was still definitely manageable. Didn't really get super domey until you got kind of more towards the middle, so not a huge deal with the feel. The Lucid Chameleon plastic was really what I found kind of the biggest drawback of it, is that it was really quite slick. It seemed like even if my hands were just a little bit sweaty, I was going to have a really hard time getting a clean release. And if you look at some of the videos, I think you might be able to see a little bit of wobble on some of them, and that was just that having trouble just getting it really clean and good release and getting some good spin. So that was really kind of my only big qualm with the disc that I could come up with. As far as the good, it's just a pretty standard distance driver. I think it's a little bit more geared towards advanced and pro players, I would have to say, because for me personally, it was just a little bit more stable than I'd like. So right now in my distance driver lineup, my workhorses are kind of the Enigma from Discmania, and then my overstable ones that I'm like, hey, if I need to throw as hard as I can and there's a headwind and I don't want to worry about it, I'll throw the Latitude 64 Rive. This kind of felt like it was right in between the two of them. So it's a little bit more stable than the Enigma, which I think the numbers would suggest that, so no big surprise there. And then a little bit less stable than the Rive. So it's kind of one of those where I'm like, it's just too far in between for me to bag. It's not that it's a bad disc, but it's just kind of too far in between those two slots for me to really find a great use for it. And like I said earlier with the flight numbers, I thought this was really pretty accurate. Like I would see it just have the slightest attempt to turn before a pretty solid fade that would come back to it. So I definitely don't know that I saw that full point of turn that you might see on a lot of other discs. I think that 0.5 is really pretty accurate. So in my experience, from what I can gather, I think that pro and advanced players would really find this to be a great workhorse driver for them. For me, it's just a little bit too stable to be my workhorse driver, but it's not a bad disc, like I was saying earlier. So as far as beginners or maybe kind of your upper guys in the MA3 go, they might find this to kind of be what the Rive is for me, which is kind of a wind fighting disc that they can throw as hard as they want into a headwind and not worry about it. So that might be where that fits for you, kind of depending on where you fit on that spectrum. So overall, a solid disc, not going to make the bag for me, but overall not too bad at all. So definitely worth a try if you're considering it there and you're kind of wondering where that might fit for you. Hopefully that helped. So feel free to watch some of the throws. Don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe. That would be awesome. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching.